Welcome back inside the Forensic Science Center here in Edmond. I am Hunter McKee, and I'm very excited to showcase our next Inside the Bureau edition. And I know we've talked a lot about it, and we've showcased it to you, but we finally get to take a deep dive into OSBI genetic genealogy. This is a technology that has been utilized to assist with several cases across the entire state. We have a group of OSBI criminalists who are dedicated to this work and that have been working on this project for almost 5 years now. So right now I'm going to show you how this complex process works and how they really get this going. So let's take a step inside.
So the first thing that we do when we're considering a case for genetic genealogy at the OSBI is we do a thorough evaluation of the case. There are circumstances that need to be met. There are rules that need to be followed when we select these cases. So we can only do genetic genealogy on homicides, sexual assaults, or unidentified remain cases. Another criteria that we have to make sure is met is that there need to be no uninvestigated leads. Another criteria that needs to be met on cases that we're considering is that they have to already have had a profile developed from the evidence in the case that is in CODIS, that does not have any matches to it. So after we go through our evaluation process and decide that a case is suitable for genetic genealogy, we send it to a specialized testing lab to either develop a SNP profile or a whole genome sequence profile. The difference in those is the amount of DNA that is captured, and our whole genome sequence cases are usually for unidentified remains. At that point, we go to work, and step one of our investigative genealogy process is trying to figure out who these matches are. So you can see, like, our match number 2 is somebody named Carol Park, and this is an example. This is not a real case. But there may be multiple Carol Parks out there in the United States. So our first task is trying to figure out which Carol Park this is. And that can be sometimes very challenging. We have to rely on some person reports that are available. We have to do some digging in social media. When we get our match list back from GEDmatch, we then group our matches into what we call genetic networks. And a genetic network is a group of people who are related to the subject of our case and each other. And ideally, in a genetic genealogy case, we want 2 or more distinctive genetic networks. So groups of people who are all related to each other, but networks that are not related to each other. When we do have that, we'll focus on one network at a time. And the first thing we'll do, figure out who those matches are. And when we finally are confident in who they are, we will start building their tree.
We're going to have more episodes on genetic genealogy coming up. Stay tuned right here on social media.